Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of an online class. In this class, we are going to learn about sources, Kirchhoff's law, mesh and nodal analysis. So first let's see what is the sources called. So here I mentioned some of the sources which are ideal voltage source, ideal current source, non-ideal voltage source, non-ideal current source, non-ideal voltage and current source analysis. So first let us see what is this voltage source meant. So whatever amount of current is drawn from it, the voltage at the terminal is always same. So whenever the terminals are short circuited, that means resistance of 0 volts between the terminals, the infinite amount of current flows to maintain the voltage. So this condition is called as an hypothetical condition. So now let us see what is this current source called. So whenever the load or network of element is connected to source, the current pumped by the source into the load always remains same. So whenever the terminals are open circuits, that means terminals are connected to anything, so any other circuits, the voltage across the terminal become infinite to maintain the same amount of current through the terminals. Okay, so this is also called as an hypothetical condition. So now let us see what is this non-ideal voltage source called. So here a non-ideal voltage source is modeled with an internal resistance of source, which is RINT. So thus the battery terminal voltage changes with the load current. Okay, so coming to this non-ideal current source, this source is a module by an internal conductance, that is GINT, in parallel with the source. Okay, that means what we have is GINT is equal to 1 by RINT will have. Okay, so next we have a non-ideal voltage and current source analysis. So here what happens is the source is non-ideal, that means here V is a constant. Okay, so if it is a linear circuit, VAB and I are linearly related, and V is the cause and I will be the effect. Okay, that means voltage is the cause and current is effect. Okay, so now let us see what is the independent and dependent sources. So there are two types of principal types of sources, namely we know that those are voltage source and current source. So sources can be either independent or dependent upon some other quantities, depending upon their quantities. Okay, so now let us see what is this independent source called. So an independent voltage source maintains a voltage, that means fixed or varying with the time, which is not affected by any other quantity. So similarly, an independent current source maintains a current, that means fixed or time varying, which is unaffected by any other quantity. Okay, so coming to the dependent source, some voltage or current sources have their voltage or current value varying with some other variables. So they are called a dependent voltage current or source. Dependent voltage source or current source, or it is also called as a controlled voltage source or controlled current source also. So this is about the independent and dependent source. Now let us see what is this a Kirchhoff's law. So Kirchhoff's law qualify how the current flows through a circuit and how voltages varies around a loop in a circuit. So in this Kirchhoff's law, we have two laws which is called a Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. So now let's see what is this Kirchhoff's current law states. So it states that current flowing into a node or a junction must be equal to the current flowing out of it. Okay. So current flow in the circuit occurs when the charge carriers travel around the circuit. So current is defined as the rate at which this charge passes at any point in the circuit. A fundamental concept of physics is that charge will always be conserved. Okay, since the current is the rate of the flow of charge, the current flowing into the point must be same as the current flowing out of the point. Okay, so as you can see here, three wires are connected at the node with the different currents traveling down each wire. So here what happens is Kirchhoff's law states that for the node 1 in this figure, the currents in three wires must be related by I1 plus I2 is equal to I3. Okay, by saying the two diagrams here, what happens is I1 plus I2 will be equal to I3. Okay, so this is about Kirchhoff's current law. Now let us see what is Kirchhoff's voltage law states. So here a charge carries flowing through a circuit passes through a component. They either gain or loss electrical energy. Okay, so depending upon the component, it either gain or loss. So this is due to the fact that work is done on or by them as a result of electric force inside the components. So the total work done on a charge carrier by an electric force is in supply components. Okay, it must be equal to the total work done by the charge carrier in other components. So by the time it has gone around the circuit once, this means that the sum of all potential difference across the components involved in a circuit loop must be zero. If we can't, that means if we can't, if we what happens here, the voltage across a supply components is a positive and the voltage across the electricity using a components will be a negative. Okay, so as you can see here in the diagram, the overall voltage gain around the loop will be zero. Okay, why is in this diagram, let us start with the terminal of the battery. So the labeled potential, that means voltage of this point, will be 0 volts. Okay, so we go around the circuit in a direction of the arrow, which is in which the direction which is the direction in which we think the current will flow. So on passing the battery, the potential increases by 6 volts to 6 volts. So we then lose up to 4 volts by passing the resistance 2 ohms to give the new potential and to give the new potential of 2 volts. Okay, so finally the potential drops by the 2 voltage in the one resistance back to the zero again. It backs to the zero again. Okay, so here, what happens is the Kirchhoff's voltage law can be summarized as 6 volts minus 5 volts minus 2 volts will be 0. So, this is a Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, so now let us see what is this mesh and nodal analysis. So, first let us discuss what is this nodal analysis means. So, the nodal method will allow us to analyze the circuits with 4 or more nodes in it. So by the calculations, we found out the quantity on a variable, that means voltages and equations, will be n minus 1, where n is the quantity of the nodes in a circuit. Okay, in the nodal method, we are finding the node voltages with some steps. Those are, the first one is a select a reference node, assign all the reset nodes voltages, that means V1 and so on to Vn minus 1 with respect to the reference node. Nextly, we have to use a Kirchhoff's law and Ohm's law to each non-reference node and the branch currents also. And last, we resolve the system of equations and obtain the nodal voltages. So as you can see here, I mentioned a diagram. So in this, they have a three nodal. This is the three nodal circuit diagram. Okay, there are two current sources and three resistors are present here. So let us consider a reference node 3. In the real circuit, a reference node is grounded and it is assumed to have a zero potential. So a reference node can be the one with the biggest quantity of a connected branch. Okay, so by the Kirchhoff's law, having the following current relationship ways, I1 is equal to I1, current I1 is equal to I1 plus I2 and I2 will be I2 minus I3. Okay, here in this analysis, in this nodal analysis. So now let us see what is this mesh analysis called. So this mesh analysis is applicable to the networks which are planar. So planar network is a network where the branches are not passing over under each other. Okay, so this method differs from the nodal method by using a mesh currents instead of nodal voltages as a circuit variables. Okay, this method is a convenient as it allows us to reduce the number of equations that must be solved simultaneously. So nodal method uses a Kirchhoff's current law to consider the nodal voltages, and this mesh analysis method uses a Kirchhoff's voltage law to consider the mesh currents. Okay, so mesh is a loop which does not contain any other loops. So as you can see here, I mentioned a diagram. There are only two meshes in this diagram, A, B, E, F, A and B, C, D, E, B. Okay, these are the two meshes we have, and ABCDEFA is not a mesh but a loop, and Kirchhoff's law works here. So however, for a mesh method, only meshes are in use. Okay, so in mesh analysis there are some steps. Those are, first we have to assign the mesh current to all the meshes in the circuit. Nextly, we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to each mesh and also apply the Ohm's law to determine the voltages and the mesh currents. Okay, lastly we have to resolve it simultaneously all the equations to consider the mesh currents. So, okay, this is about the mesh analysis. I hope you understand this video. I will see you in my next class. Thank you.